At Raising Financial Freedom, we're on a mission to inspire and empower financial freedom to every parent so that they can pass it along to their children. Through engaging stories, expert advice, and actionable tips, our podcast is transforming lives and helping listeners take control of their financial futures. Your support helps us produce high-quality, impactful episodes, expand our reach to underserved communities, and keep this life-changing content free for everyone. Whether it's $5, $10, or any amount, every donation fuels our mission and makes a difference. You can donate by clicking the heart-shaped link next to the social icons or the link at the bottom of the show notes. Once again, thank you for supporting Raising Financial Freedom and joining us in creating a world where financial freedom is within everyone's reach. Together, we can make a difference.
Someone asked me the other day, Eric, why there is no set system of retirement in this country? And I thought about it, and I told them, once upon a time, there was not a set system, but there was a kind of a format that everyone followed. And little financial literacy was needed at that time because everyone just did the same thing. So I guess this is why I wanted to talk today and have a shorter show in order to get this point out there. Because once what we did had, we just don't have anymore. And I guess this is why financial literacy is kind of a lost topic because it wasn't really needed back then. So we're going to take time to talk about what we once had as compared to what we don't have today. So we're going to talk a little history and see why financial literacy was untwined to retirement. And as time goes by now, we're trying to get that back together. So let's get into this and let's get this started in
10, 9, 8. Come on, Dad. Stop playing around and play the music.
Sheesh, tough crowd.
Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all financially? Do well-off parents simply hand their children money? Or is there more to this wealth thing? Welcome to Raising Financial Freedom, the podcast. We are here to talk about everything you never knew to teach your children when it comes to starting their financial future. The principles behind wealth and methods that are out there to teach your child about personal financial freedom. There is no real trick to earning other than learning. We are here to discuss, teach, and grow with you. Raising Financial Freedom, the podcast, with your host and concerned parent, Eric Yard. Let us get right into today's show.
So let's go back to a time where the economy was good and things was picking up right after a World War II. I'm talking about the baby boomers era. Now, during that time, the population skyrocketed right after the World War. So now more housing, more clothes, more food needs to be produced for all these people. Now, that's a lot of goods and shelter that's needed. Women at that time were averaging 4 kids per household. So there was a demand, and now it's time to supply. So the economy moved in order to keep up. Now, as time moved on, baby boomers had, I would say, about 4 pillars they could fall back on when it's their time to retire or as time went on. 1 was Social Security. 2 was a pension. 3 was their savings. And then 4 was money that they had vested in the stock market. So now the golden formula is work for a company for a couple of decades or so, work hard. You will get a pension. Then Social Security will kick in once you retire also, and you will have your savings and money that you've had vested in the stock market to back that up. And this was done for decades. There's no financial literacy that's needed here. You just followed simple cut and paste, and it worked. And now the baby boomers gave birth to Generation X. Now, Generation X is learning from the baby boomers the same formula that the baby boomers have been following. But things are about to change during Generation X's time. One of the core pillars is about to be phased out. At this time, humans had a life expectancy of somewhere around in their 70s. But now this was changing. Humans were living longer. And I mean like a couple of decades longer, and this was not sitting too well with companies. Then, in the late 70s, a guy by the name of Ted Benner comes along and invents the 401k. This 401k was supposed to be in addition to the retirement plan you had back then. I repeat, it was only supposed to be in addition. Companies now strategically use this tool to phase out pensions and ultimately just get rid of pensions altogether and replace it with the 401k. So with that pillar gone and replaced with something of less strength, people now, you want to lean on the other pillars until the Great Recession hits and the housing market bubble pops and savings and the market is under attack now from it. Now, whatever market gains was built up from the decades before is now gone. And now baby boomers who want to retire can't retire and have to enter back into the workforce. So now 401ks replace pensions. The Great Recession pretty much crippled and damaged the stock market and people's savings. So that leaves Social Security. Now, Social Security has been around for about 80 years, I would say. But as of the last official projection by Social Security Administration, the funds could run out in year 2035, at which point 79% of promised benefits would be payable. That is a clear indication that you cannot depend on the government for your retirement. So what surefire golden formula do we have for Generation X and millennials and the generation after that? I know of none. Do you? This is where we as parents teach our children financial literacy and all the options that they have available to them. Now, what I went through was a quick, brief history on why there is a gray area with financial literacy in this country. And that is just one reason why. But the point is, here we are. Now, you're just going to stand on the sideline and hope that your child does better than what you did, knowing that they're not getting this type of financial literacy in school? Or are you going to step in and be proactive and make sure your child and your child's children are financially smart or financially free to the point where retirement was thought of at an early age and the methods to retirement come to them as second nature? It's all about family here at Raising Financial Freedom. And we're going to go over the tools, methods, advice, tips, tricks, everything that will help you lay down the foundation for your children to be financially fit or free. So that was my little brief history lesson for today. And I just want to voice my opinion on certain things at times. This is how you'll get to know me. And if you leave a comment on Twitter or Facebook or leave a review, this is how I will get to know. So until next time, stay safe.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode of Raising Financial Freedom, the podcast. Stay connected with us directly through raisingfinancialfreedom.com. You can also join the discussion on social media, which you can also find links on our website. If you would like to speak with us, please send us an email through info@raisingfinancialfreedom.com. And as always, thank you for pushing your mindset towards a better reality. This concludes the most thought-provoking portion of your day. Don't forget to please like and subscribe to stay fully up to date. Until next time, be kind to yourself and each other.
Before you go, I wanted to tell you about a new option called Fan Mail, which uses text messaging to give our listeners the ability to text our show directly. There is a link in every episode at the top that will say, "Send us a text." You can use that link to text the show. When a listener clicks the link in our episode description, a new text message will open on your device directly to the show. It's that easy. So tell me what you think, what else you want to hear out of the show, or simply your thoughts on that episode you just heard.